Good Saturday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here with your weather from the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and it's sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware people. And this is hardware. And what you're watching is software. On this Saturday morning, man, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got Western's home game, the conference opener today, kickoff at 2:30. You can listen to the live coverage on SAM 100.7, the flagship station of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, or you could be at the stadium. You could be at Houchin Smith Stadium. Kickoff at 2:30, as I mentioned. Yeah, there may be a couple of little showers here and there, but overall, it's going to be a good day. International Festival is going on down at Circus Square, downtown Bowling Green. Lots of things going on this Saturday, as typical here in Bowling Green in Southern Kentucky for this time of the year. There is rain, as you can see on the radars behind me, but a lot of that, what we're seeing, is not even reaching the ground this morning. And if you were watching me yesterday, you remember me talking about the possibility of you looking at your radar app and seeing a lot of activity, but then near the surface, it was going to be so dry that a lot of that's not reaching ground. And that is the case this morning. You may be seeing a lot of activity as we are on the radar screen, but a lot of this is just following this warm front that's passing through, and it's all pushing off to the east. A lot of this, though, is not reaching the ground unless you get up here toward E-Town and LaRue County and some of those places. They are seeing in this little cluster here, even a lightning strike. Some of this is just sprinkles and light rain that's moving through Bowling Green right now. There's more of this activity back to the west. So, yeah, there's a possibility you could get a little bit of brief light rain, maybe even a brief shower. Otherwise, it would just be a sprinkle or just a passing light rain shower. But for the most part, this is not going to be a huge deal. We're just going to, this is just part of that system that's coming through. I don't think it's going to affect the ball game in any way. Maybe just briefly you'll get a shower. But a lot of this is coming through this morning and will be gone by the afternoon. Okay. So let's take a look at what else is going on. First of all, temperature wise this morning from the Kentucky Mesonet Network, we're seeing mostly 50s and 60s. We see the cooler 50s out east of us. So almost in a line with I-65 east. Temperatures are mostly in the cooler 50s. We've got some of that moisture coming through and that warm front. So naturally, we're warmer, more around 60 to the lower 60s, even mid 60s, back into far western Kentucky this morning. Temperatures are not going to be all that toasty. I think we're done with the 90s, as I mentioned the other day when we had that high of 97, was it? 97 on the last full day of summer. And since then, the temperatures have been delightful. It is going to be a bit warmer today and tomorrow than it was in the last 2 days, but we can handle that. That's better than 95, 96, 97. All right, here's a look at the future temperatures through your Saturday into Sunday. We're starting out, as I mentioned, 50s and 60s this morning. Put this into motion. We're looking at low 80s, 81. And that's because we'll have some additional cloud cover, like we're seeing this morning with some of the showers coming through. East of us, east of 65, into central and eastern Kentucky, more into the 70s. But it will get a little toasty warm back into western Kentucky today because whatever showers are coming through there now will evade or move away from the front. And so they're going to see a little more sun today, and they're going to warm up in Paducah to the upper 80s. We're not going to do that. We're going to stay in the low 80s today, and then fall back into the 60s tonight, probably low to mid 60s, 64 ish. Then as we get into Sunday, back to near 80. Notice that to the north of us, temperatures will only climb into the mid 70s. Closer to Nashville, low 80s. And then we're going to start to cool back down again, and in a big way, as we've got several fronts that are going to come through over the coming days into next week that is going to really reinforce the fall-like air that we have felt lately. We're not done with the fall air. In fact, it's going to be with us for a while. You can bet on that. Even though it may warm up a little this weekend, these maps here, the fronts showing us that we're going to get some reinforced Arctic air that's going to be cool. It's not going to be cold, but it's going to be cool and very fall like. All right, here's a look at those maps this morning. Here we are right now. High pressure to the east. Here's the little warm front that's pushing some of those showers across the area this morning. Waves of low pressure and kind of a log jam of systems here in the central part of the country through the plains. You can see warm front's going to touch off a shower, maybe a thunderstorm, like we saw up around LaRue County this morning. Here we go into this afternoon. Notice the coverage weakens a bit as that warm front moves away. So that would be around game time for kickoff time for Western. So you may want to take a rain jacket, but it's going to be warm enough to where you don't have to have a sweater or a coat. Yeah, certainly not a coat, but I mean, anything that's going to try to keep you warm. It's going to be plenty warm once the sun comes back out, and there could be a residual shower if you want like a parka or something with you. But other than that, this is not going to be that big of a deal. Here we go into this evening. Here comes the approaching cold front with waves of low pressure riding along it. And this one here in the Missouri Boot Heel, we're going to find that coming through Sunday morning. There may be a shower or two, even a thunderstorm here briefly, but all that begins to move away by Sunday midday. The front comes on through Sunday afternoon and evening, and we clear out and we cool back down, and we stay very quiet weather-wise and very dry as we get into here's Monday, here's Tuesday, a reinforcing shot of cooler Canadian high pressure takes over. And yes, you know what that means. Cooler, less humid, nice and dry. And there we go into Wednesday, into Thursday, into Friday, Saturday. I mean, it's just all next week looks dry. Now, that's a bad thing if we're talking about the possibility of some fires. We've got all this dry brush around us. There's not been enough rain to really, uh, dampen any of the what we call the ground fuels, weeds and grass and things like that. So we need to be careful about burning outdoors. And it's going to be breezy too, and that doesn't help. Low humidity levels is going to make things, kind of like a tinderbox. We'll have to watch that. Okay, here's a look at the temperatures for the coming 7 to 10 days. Look at that. The warmest we get is today. Maybe low to mid 80s, lower 80s tomorrow. First front passes, we go 75 Monday. Second front passes on Tuesday, 73. And look at that. Yes, 69, near 70 for a high on Wednesday, right there. Wow. And look at these low temperatures. 44 by Wednesday morning. Yeah, look at the 40s, 50s. And then into next weekend, 70s, maybe warming up a little bit here for the beginning of October. October 1st is next Saturday, a week from today. is the 1st of October. Wow. But yeah, we're looking at some incredibly nice temperatures today. Just, maybe take a hat or a parka or something. You're going to maybe get a little bit of a rain shower, brief rain shower, and then it's gone. I think we're good for international festival, Westerns football game, anything you got going on. You may look up and think, all right, it's about to rain. It may rain a little bit, but it's not going to rain that much. Okay. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks as always for watching. God bless you. And thanks for watching my weather update on the Sam channel, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. God bless you. Have a great one.